Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, wondering if something's wrong because you're not sleeping as much as you used to? Or maybe you've noticed that your body just doesn't seem to need 8 hours of sleep anymore, and you're starting to wonder if that's a bad thing. Well, here's the surprising truth. After 70, sleeping less can actually be a good thing if you know how to use it to your advantage. In fact, many seniors who embrace this shift find themselves feeling more energized, focused, and fulfilled than ever before. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about why we worry so much about sleep as we get older? Society often tells us that more sleep equals better health. But what if that's not the whole story? For seniors, quality matters far more than quantity. And sometimes, needing less sleep is simply a natural part of aging, a sign that your body is adapting to its new rhythm. The Stoics would remind us that instead of fighting these changes, we should focus on how we respond to them. By shifting our perspective, we can turn what might feel like a loss into an opportunity for growth and improvement. In this video, we'll explore 5 surprising reasons why sleeping less after 70 can actually help you live better. We'll talk about how this change can boost your energy, sharpen your mind, and even give you more time to pursue the things that truly matter. By the end, you'll have practical tips to make the most of your waking hours while still ensuring you're getting the rest your body needs. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's get started. Let's begin with the first reason. Sleeping less gives you more time to focus on what truly matters. Think about it. How often do we hear people say they wish they had more hours in the day? After 70, life becomes less about chasing endless to-do lists and more about savoring meaningful moments. If you're spending fewer hours asleep, that's extra time to invest in activities that bring you joy, whether it's reading, gardening, spending time with loved ones, or exploring a hobby you've always wanted to try. The key is intentionality. Instead of filling those extra hours with passive activities like watching TV, use them to nurture your passions and connections. Maybe it's writing letters to family members, taking a morning walk, or learning something new. These small actions add up, creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that makes every day richer. Remember, it's not about doing more, it's about doing what lights you up inside. Now, let's move on to the second reason. Less sleep can improve mental clarity. It might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. As we age, our sleep patterns naturally change. We may wake up more frequently during the night or rise earlier in the morning. While some see this as a downside, it can actually work in your favor if managed well. Shorter, higher quality sleep cycles can leave you feeling more alert and mentally sharp during the day. The trick is to prioritize consistency over duration. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day helps regulate your internal clock, ensuring you get the restorative rest you need without oversleeping. But there's another layer to this. The Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. You can't always dictate how many hours you'll sleep, but you can create routines that support better sleep hygiene. For example, avoid heavy meals or screens close to bedtime. Keep your bedroom cool and dark, and establish a calming pre-sleep ritual like stretching or meditating. These habits signal to your body that it's time to wind down, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer when you do rest. Over time, you'll notice that even shorter periods of sleep leave you refreshed and ready to tackle the day. Now that we've covered how sleeping less can give you more time for what matters and boost your mental clarity, let's talk about the third reason. It encourages mindfulness and presence. When you're not relying on long stretches of sleep to recover, you start paying closer attention to how you spend your waking hours. This heightened awareness aligns beautifully with Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to live fully in the present moment. Instead of rushing through tasks or dwelling on worries, you learn to appreciate the here and now, the warmth of sunlight streaming through your window, the laughter of a grandchild, or the satisfaction of completing a crossword puzzle. Mindfulness also ties into how you approach challenges. Let's say you wake up earlier than expected one morning. Instead of feeling frustrated, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I do right now to make this moment meaningful? Perhaps it's enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, jotting down thoughts in a journal, or simply sitting outside to watch the sunrise. These moments of reflection not only ease stress, but also strengthen your emotional resilience, helping you face life's ups and downs with calmness and grace. As we continue exploring these surprising benefits of sleeping less after 70, let's pause for a moment to reflect on how interconnected they are. More time for meaningful activities boosts your sense of purpose. Improved mental clarity enhances your ability to engage with the world, and mindfulness keeps you grounded in the present. Together, they create a foundation for living better, not just longer, but we're just scratching the surface. Next, we'll delve into how less sleep can actually increase your physical vitality and why embracing this change might be easier than you think. Stay with me, because this is where things really start to click. Let's talk about the fourth reason why sleeping less after 70 can actually help you live better. It boosts your physical vitality. Now, this might sound surprising. After all, we often associate rest with recovery, and it's true that sleep plays a critical role in repairing the body. But here's the thing. As we age, our bodies naturally require less sleep to function optimally. When you pair shorter, high-quality sleep with intentional movement during your waking hours, you create a powerful cycle of energy and strength. Think about how you feel when you wake up earlier than usual. Instead of rolling over and trying to force yourself back to sleep, what if you used that time to stretch, take a short walk, or do some gentle yoga? These activities not only get your blood flowing, but also signal to your brain that it's time to start the day with purpose. Movement, even in small doses, releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that boost your mood and energy levels. Over time, this habit helps you feel stronger, more agile, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. The Stoics would remind us that physical vitality isn't just about staying active. It's about honoring your body and treating it with care. As we age, it's easy to fall into patterns of sedentary living, especially if fatigue or discomfort creeps in. But embracing shorter sleep cycles gives you an opportunity to prioritize movement without overwhelming yourself. Start small. Maybe it's standing up and stretching every hour, doing a few minutes of Tai Chi in the morning, or simply taking a lap around the house during TV commercials. These tiny actions add up, keeping your muscles engaged, your joints limber, and your heart strong. And let's not forget the mental benefits of staying physically active. Exercise has been shown to improve cognitive function, reduce stress, and even enhance emotional well-being, all of which are essential for thriving after 70. When you combine mindful movement with shorter, restorative sleep, you're creating a feedback loop that supports both your body and mind. You'll find yourself feeling lighter, sharper, and more capable, proving that aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. Now let's move on to the fifth reason. Sleeping less encourages gratitude for each new day. Have you ever noticed how waking up early gives you a head start on the world? There's something magical about those quiet morning hours before everyone else is awake. The stillness, the calm, the sense of possibility. For seniors, these moments can become a daily ritual of reflection and appreciation, reminding you of the gift of another day. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. and for good reason. When you focus on what you do have rather than what you've lost, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Waking up earlier, even if it's because you're sleeping less, gives you time to sit with that gratitude. Maybe it's sipping a cup of tea while watching the sunrise, jotting down 3 things you're thankful for in a journal, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply and appreciate the present. These practices don't take long, but they set the tone for your entire day, filling you with positivity and purpose. Gratitude also helps you reframe challenges. Let's say you wake up feeling stiff or achy one morning. Instead of letting frustration take over, pause and remind yourself of the things your body can do. Can you wiggle your toes? Take a deep breath. Hold a conversation. Each of these small victories deserves recognition, and acknowledging them builds resilience. This mindset shift not only improves your emotional well-being, but also strengthens your ability to adapt to life's changes with grace. Now, let's connect these ideas back to the bigger picture. Sleeping less after 70 isn't about sacrificing rest. It's about optimizing your time and energy to live fully. By embracing this shift, you're giving yourself permission to focus on what truly matters, building meaningful connections, staying mentally sharp, nurturing your body, and cultivating gratitude. Together, these habits create a lifestyle that honors who you are today while preparing you for tomorrow. But here's the most important takeaway. None of this requires perfection. Some days, you might sleep a little longer than others, and that's okay. The goal isn't to rigidly adhere to a schedule, it's to listen to your body and make choices that align with your values. If you're unsure where to start, pick one small action that resonates with you. Maybe it's setting a consistent bedtime, incorporating 5 minutes of stretching into your morning routine, or jotting down one thing you're grateful for each day. Progress happens step by step, and every effort counts. As we continue exploring these reasons why sleeping less can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life, let's zoom out and think about how they all work together. More time for meaningful pursuits keeps you engaged. Improved mental clarity helps you stay focused. Physical vitality ensures you're ready to act, and gratitude reminds you to cherish each moment. These principles aren't isolated. They're interconnected threads that weave through your daily life, supporting your overall well-being. Next, we'll bring everything together and leave you with actionable steps to embrace this shift in your own life. Because ultimately, it's not just about sleeping less, it's about living more. Stay with me, because this is where the journey really comes full circle. Now that we've explored how sleeping less after 70 can boost your physical vitality and deepen your sense of gratitude, let's tie everything together and focus on the bigger picture. These 5 reasons: having more time for what matters, improving mental clarity, embracing mindfulness, enhancing physical strength, and cultivating gratitude, are not just individual benefits. They form a cohesive approach to living better as you age. Each one supports the others, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only how you feel, but also how you experience life. Let's take a moment to reflect on how these principles work in harmony. When you sleep less, you gain precious hours to invest in activities that bring you joy and purpose. This intentional use of time sharpens your mental clarity, allowing you to engage more fully with the world around you. At the same time, prioritizing movement keeps your body strong and agile, reinforcing your ability to pursue those meaningful moments. And through it all, practicing gratitude reminds you to savor every step of the journey, not because life is perfect, but because it's rich with opportunities for growth and connection. But here's the heart of the matter. This isn't about forcing yourself into a rigid routine or comparing yourself to others. It's about finding what works for you. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and that includes how we respond to changes in our sleep patterns. If you're sleeping less, instead of seeing it as a problem, ask yourself, how can I make the most of this? Maybe it's using those extra morning hours to stretch, meditate, or simply sit quietly with a cup of tea. Or perhaps it's dedicating time to a passion project you've always wanted to explore. The key is to approach this shift with curiosity and openness, trusting that even small adjustments can lead to profound changes over time. Another important aspect of embracing this mindset is self-compassion. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, when your body feels stiff, or when life throws challenges your way, and that's okay. Aging gracefully isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Some mornings, making the most of your waking hours might mean simply sitting by the window and watching the birds. Other days, it could mean tackling a task you've been putting off or reconnecting with an old friend. What matters is showing up for yourself, however that looks in the moment. Let's also talk about longevity, not just in years, but in quality of life. Many seniors worry about losing independence or feeling disconnected as they age, but these fears often stem from focusing too much on what's slipping away instead of what remains possible. By embracing shorter sleep cycles and using your time intentionally, you're reclaiming agency over your life. You're proving that aging doesn't mean fading into the background. It means stepping forward with wisdom, resilience, and grace. Every choice you make, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your own strength and potential. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. Aging is not something to resist, it's something to embrace. Yes, there are challenges, but there are also incredible opportunities for growth, discovery, and fulfillment. Sleeping less after 70 isn't a loss. It's a chance to redefine what living well means to you. Whether it's pursuing a new hobby, strengthening relationships, or simply learning to appreciate the quiet beauty of each day, you have the power to shape your experience. I'd love to hear from you now. How do you plan to make the most of your waking hours? Have you noticed any changes in your sleep patterns, and how have you adapted to them? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and cheer you on. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. We're here to support you every step of the way, with practical advice and inspiration to help you live your best life. Here's to embracing each day with energy, purpose, and gratitude. Remember, it's never too late to start fresh. Try something new or rediscover the joy in simple moments. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep shining.